Can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly wailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rackets regular, the boats bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
And good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Wednesday night here on Turn 3 Racing Network, getting ready for some short track action out of Racing for a Cause. I'm your host, Chris Legue. Joining me in the booth, my good friend Rick Hammond Jr. Rick, how are you tonight, bud?
Hey, buddy, I'm doing good. Happy Wednesday. It is hump day, folks. We're halfway through the week, and here we are tonight with Racing for a Cause. I'm excited.
Yeah, I am too. I want to thank everybody for coming on out and joining us here so far live. Getting ready to get it on here tonight, including, hey, Linda, Trice, nice to see you guys out there. Thank you very much. And let's get right into it, Rick, because, well, you know, there's some stuff going on here, and let's shut this down so you guys can see it. That's the big thing. Here it is. This is the important thing. Tonight's starting lineup. It's going to be Chad Meadows, AJ Hamill, Michael Fravert, Jeffrey Stiles, Andy Lambert in your top 5. James Somke, Zach Coyer, Doug Wasaki, Mark Fravert, and Chris Stump rounding out the top 10. After that, we're going to have Brandon Mefford, Jim McIntyre Jr., Dylan Blankenship, and Matthew Spinks. I stopped there because from 15th to 19th, guys, these are the 5 drivers going for the championship run for the next 3 races, including tonight. You've got, starting 15th tonight, Al Smith Jr., Justin Rigsby, AJ Rogers, Jeff Dillon, and Brian Hacker. And of course, any drivers who weren't with us last week in New Hampshire are going to be starting after these guys. But Rick, tonight starts that very anticipated at this point in the season, the chase. This is it for the championship.
Yeah, these guys, 3 races, including tonight, they're left of the season, Chris, and then they're going to call it quits for the summer. And, there's been a lot of guys who just haven't had the season that they really have wanted. And now they're running out of time.
Yes, they are. And, well, I mean, it already has for a lot of these guys. Only 5 drivers eligible to try and take the championship away. And we'll be watching them very specifically. But what a great season it's been. And honestly, it feels like we just started. I can't believe it's almost over already. But here we are on a Wednesday night, getting ready to go. And like I said, we're at South Boston here tonight. Very short track rig, just under 0.4 of a mile.
Yeah, South Boston, really small track, Chris. I mean, these guys are used to those small ones, but, 4 turns. Everything's looking here pretty good tonight, though. That track temperature staying nice and cool, only at 79 degrees. The air temperature holding steady at 71.
Yeah, should be a perfect night for racing, and it is going to be a nighttime race. You see the sun starting to set, Light should be kicking on here in South Boston pretty darn quickly as we get ready to go under the green flag just a little over 3 minutes from now. Ladies and gentlemen, don't go away. We are going to return for the start of this one, and it's Chris and Rick up here in the booth getting ready to call all that action.
The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $100,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Back live here from South Boston Speedway with Racing for a Cause getting ready to go under the green flag. Warm-up session, only about 30 seconds left to go. And Rick, from what I can tell, these cars seem to be handling okay, maybe just a little on the tight side.
A little tight. That's exactly what I was going to say, Chris. I mean, watching practice, I've seen a few guys go around just because their car pushes and they overcorrect just a little bit, but I think it's going to be good here tonight. I really do. I mean, the sun's setting. We're going to be under the lights here at South Boston. That's always nice. I mean, I love night races.
I do too. It's always faster when the lights go down.
And we're not at New Hampshire, so I'm double happy. Andy, Chris, and I were talking, you know, if you're looking for something to do, I think we should do something kind of like a Thunder Road Series type thing. Maybe pick 2-3 tracks and just alternate between those 3 each week for the fall.
And that's it.
And don't make one of them New Hampshire.
Right. That's all of them. Don't do any more.
That's right.
Well, normally at this time,
I'm waiting for the crash.
no, I'm not going to do it. It's not going to happen this week. No crash, because I'm not going to go through the grid. We already did that, but we didn't play the grid music, so I'll do that. 21 drivers getting set to tackle this 0.4 of a mile racetrack under the lights here tonight. It's Wednesday night, Racing for a Cause here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. Thank you to all of you who came out to watch here tonight. I hope you're all doing well, taking care of yourselves and staying safe and healthy. But for right now, we've got 21 drivers getting set to do battle. And up front, AJ Hamel. And man, what a starting spot he's got. AJ Hamel, no slouch at all, just didn't have a great finish last week. And ends up on the pole. Michael Fravert in the 36, going to be starting to his outside. Jeffrey Stiles, Andy Lambert, and James Somke are your top 5. Then Zach Coyer, Doug Wasaki, Mark Fravert, Chris Stump, James McIntyre Jr., your top 10 as we go under the green.
These guys wasting no time hitting that go pedal, Chris, right now. AJ Hamel working that inside lane, but that outside lane, Michael Fravert doing a heck of a job there in the 36 out there. They're pretty much even as they come out of the corner. Almost touched there.
Good racing, but Michael lets it go. Decides to go nose to tail a little further back. We're going 2x2 still.
I'm showing the 45 there. Doug Wysocki battling it out with Mark Fravert there in the 44.
And Wasaki for a minute was just underneath Chris Stump in the 98. Wasn't able to complete that past the 45. Resets to go again.
Chris Stump, the fastest guy out there during the practice. Chris doing a heck of a job on that outside lane as he goes around James Somke in the 1. Chris Stump definitely looking good out there tonight at South Boston Speedway.
AJ Hamel still your race leader. Michael Fravert, Jeffrey Stiles your top 3. Andy Lambert sitting in 4th spot with James Somke in 5th. Oh, I'm sorry. I should probably straighten this out. And
yeah,
oh no, Andy.
Too, but yeah, we just had a.
Oh boy, that was
accident.
the 18 AJ Hamel who went around and is down on pit road. We're gonna have to go back, Rick, find out what the heck is going on.
Makes you feel better though, buddy. I had the same issue there.
Yeah, good.
Ooh, just got a little tap there from the 36.
Yeah, 36 gets into him just a little bit. And unfortunately, it looks like it got into Chris Stump a little bit as he went into the outside wall pretty hard. To go back and look again from a different point of view. AJ working into turn number 3, and Fravert with a pretty decent run through that corner as well. Has to start finish line into 1 and 2, and Fravert just had an excellent run, and unfortunately they stack up behind. And AJ Hamel, his woes continue after last week, as currently he is sitting in the 20th position. And Fravert brings it down pit road. He knows he's got a penalty to serve. So early on caution, and let's just hope that they got him out of their way. New starting order for the front 5, Rick. It's going to be Jeffrey Stiles, Andy Lambert, Zach Cold Beer Coyer, James Somke, and Mark Fravert in the 44. Al Smith Jr. in the 6 car. James McIntyre in the 81, going to restart in 7th. Matthew Spinks out there running 8th. Justin Rigsby and AJ Rogers rounding out the top 10.
Then you got Brian Hacker in the 11 machine, going to be restarting in 11th position. Jeff Dillon in the 52 and 12th. Justin McDuff in the 20 and 13th position. Mike Holsclaw in the 22, 14th. Wayne McDuff, the 3rd, going to be starting the 413 in 15th position. Travis Wright in the 10, 16th. Dylan Blankenship, 17th. AJ Hamel, 18th. Doug Wysocki, 19th. Michael Fravert and Chris Stump.
As we go back under the green flag, Jeffrey Stiles with a really nice shot out of the gate to get this thing going back again. Zach Coyer able to outstart Andy Lambert. Coyer takes over 2nd spot. Andy Lambert follows to 3rd. Mark Fravert in 4th. Then it's 2x2 racing. James Somke and Al Smith Jr. Smith trying to get down to the inside. Couldn't quite do it the last time. And Somke closes the door. Al Smith stays down on that low side, then works his way back up towards the wall. Into turn number 1 is the 96.
Coming into turn number 2, out of turn number 2 right now, the 35 of Matthew Spinks and the 17 AJ Rogers got a heck of a battle going on here, Chris. That is for 8th position, and I mean, they got really close.
AJ Rogers, who at one point was the leader of the point standings, then had hand surgery, fell back just a little bit, is one of those top 5 drivers. Rogers having a very good season, has all season long. Good to see him out there running well so far, running in the, well, it's bouncing between 7th and 8th spot as him and Spinks are battling it out. Al Smith Jr. right in front of them. Behind them, the 52, that is Jeff Dillon. Oh, Spinks, a little slow there on the inside. Brian Hacker goes around along with the 52 of Dillon. Spinks back to 10th spot now. Side-by-side action right behind Matthew Spinks, the 99 of Rigsby and the 81 of McIntyre trying to get it figured out. The 99 Rigsby goes around on the outside. Here comes the 22 of Mike Holtzclaw. Holtzclaw looking good so far, and this one on the top side trying to get around the 81.
And right now the 22 and the 81 still battling it out. The 81's trying to work that inside lane. Oh, Mike Holtzclaw gets around, but tapped the wall a little bit there, but he makes that pass clean on the 81. Now here comes the 20. That's Justin McDuff trying to get that Arts Barbershop machine around the 81, trying to follow Holtzclaw, and here comes the 18 right behind him.
AJ Hamill back up to 15th spot after restarting in the 20th position. So AJ is battling himself back up, maybe seeing a little bit of red out of that visor as he went around early. The 85, Jeffrey Stiles, still your race leader. Zach Cold-Beer-Coyer right behind him in 2nd. Andy Lambert holds on to 3rd. Mark Fravert still in 4th spot. Somke holding on to that 5th spot, but he has got a rear view mirror full of the 96 machine. Al Smith Jr. and Al Smith has got AJ Rogers right behind him. Both of those drivers shooting it out for a championship here this season. Brian Hacker behind them trying to make a pass on the inside of the 52 of Jeff Dillon. Dillon hung out there, but the outside lane hasn't been that bad of a spot to be so far here, Rick. South Boston giving you 2x2 racing here tonight.
That's one thing that I like about this track, Chris. I mean, there is 2 racing lanes, and really you can make anyone work, but right now that outside lane really working out for a lot of drivers. As you said, the 52 trying to get around or keep Packer behind them, but right now they're kind of even. Packer's following the 17 of Rogers around. And these guys just side by side. Ooh, the one, James Somke, gets really slow as Al Smith Jr. goes around.
Yeah, Somke had a little bit of an issue. May have gotten a little bit loose as Al Smith Jr. cracks into the top 5. AJ Rogers and the 52 of Jeff Dillon and the 11 of Brian Hacker all taking advantage of James Somke, who falls back to 9th spot from 5th. All that happening in about 0.8 of a mile, Rick, as the laps are clicking off really quick, and just like that, under caution. Looks like it's the 22 of Mike Holtzclaw. Damage, heavy damage to the right front of the 22 machine. We'll go back and try and figure out what happened. We're watching the 22 is being followed by the 20 of Justin McDuff. Oh, Holtzclaw just gets loose. McDuff has nowhere to go. That sends the 22 around. May have gotten a piece of the 81 of McIntyre as well. But again, heavy damage to the 22 machine. As we are serving caution number 2 here tonight, Jeffrey Stiles, still your race leader. Zach Coyer, Andy Lambert, Mark Fravert, and Al Smith Jr. rounding out the top 5. Laps were clicking by pretty darn good right there for a good green flag run. Unfortunately, a little miscue, and we are back under the caution. Just caution number 2 from South Boston here tonight on the Turn 3 Racing Network. I want to thank everybody once again for coming on out. This is the chase for the championship. Tonight's race followed by 2 others to decide your champion for the season. And so far, only 1 driver eligible for that championship within the side of the top 5.
It's good to see Andy Lambert out there having a good race, Chris, here so far. I mean, we're only 30 laps into a 125 lap race here, but tonight's race sponsor, Andy Lambert, doing a heck of a job out there.
Yeah, Crohn's and Colitis Foundation sitting third spot on the inside. We'll see if that helps him out here on the sweet start. It's the 85, spins the tires, but able to hold on to the race lead. Zach Coyer slams the door shut on the 72, not able to get there. Andy Lambert a little bit slow on that restart, and Al Smith takes over fourth spot. Al Smith Jr. working the back bumper now. The 72 may have lost it just a little bit, and we're going around. The 17, AJ Rogers, big time. Couple of different crashes going on. And Rogers, one of your championship contenders, heavy damage to the right front. Rick, let's go back, take a peek. So the 17 working the inside of the 44. Brian Hacker behind AJ Rogers. The 17 gets into the 44. 44 gets into Hacker just a little bit. Somke involved. And everybody else somehow able to get around that thing.
I was waiting for something like that to happen, Chris. I mean, Styles got a really good restart there, even though he did spin his tires like you said there. I don't know how he managed to do that, but Cold Beer Coyer must have been sleeping or taking a sip of that cold beer. And then I saw the gaggle of cars there behind him, and I was just waiting.
So the 85, Jeffrey Styles, still going to be your race leader with Zach Coyer, Andy Lambert, Al Smith, Jeff Dillon, your top five. Brian Hacker residing in the sixth position right now with Justin Rigsby, James Somke, Travis Wright, and AJ Hamill. Hamill making it back up into the top 10 just about 30 laps after he went around from the pole position. So Hamill definitely driving out there with a little bit of anger, and it is helping him out so far. I love it when drivers are seeing red, Rick. It means they're driving with a purpose.
That's right. You can just feel the passion watching him drive up through the field, Chris. Doing a great job. You said already back up into the top 10. Pace car's off. Styles gets another really good restart, Chris. Zach Colbier Coyer right behind him. They got a little bit of a gap there between them and Andy Lambert. Lambert doing a good job there in third. Al Smith Jr. right behind him. But he's getting some pressure on the outside from the 52 of Dillon. Right now, Dillon trying to find a way around that 96, but, Al Smith Jr., well, turn three's own. Al Smith out there came out here to race tonight.
Hey, he did, but he's got that inside line, and so far tonight, we've seen it time and time again, the outside lane just a little bit quicker. Jeff Dillon in the 52 trying to make it happen. He does, and he's bringing Brian Hacker along for the ride. Al Smith Jr. watching it happen, can't do anything about it. The 72 now going to be under fire. Oh, the 11 goes around, the 96 into the wall. Somke and oh my goodness, they're all just piling in, and luckily not too many other cars did, but wow.
That was huge.
Okay, let's go back, take a peek. Oh man, Al Smith, I don't know what happened there, but it's like he forgot to turn. He gets in the Hacker.
Rigsby got a little bit of that also, Chris, but I think his car is okay. He was pretty slow there when he gave a little love tap.
Yeah, look at the left rear fender on the 11 machine, the damage there. As he is pretty well scraped up, but all in the back of the car shouldn't be a problem for Hacker. And they hate to see that. Hacker, remember that, Smith Racing, so really hates to see that. So far tonight, we've seen some good racing. Maybe a little bit of impatience as some drivers are working their way towards the front, knowing they have to get there. And I think we've seen, 3 chase drivers so far involved in it.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing, Chris. I mean, we got tonight, and then we got 2 weeks after tonight. you know, and then we're going to be crowning a champion. So these guys, you know, that are running for that points championship, you know, they can't sit back now. I mean, their time's done. They made it. Now they just got to get to the end.
Yeah, with a 3-race format, slow and steady may get you to the end, but it might lose you a championship, so you gotta go. All right, lining up 2x2 once again, the 85 Jeffrey Styles, your race leader, Zach Goldbeer-Coyer, Andy Lambert, Jeff Dillon, and Brian Hacker, your top 5 as we get ready to go under the green flag one more time. Pace car rounding through turns 3 and 4, getting ready to come on down pit road, and then it's going to be up to Jeffrey Styles. Watch those rear tires. He's been spinning them. Not this time, though. A great start out of the 85. Beautiful start this time through.
Other guy that got a really good start, Chris, 72, Andy Lambert. Right now, he's under pressure there from the outside of Dillon. Of course, Andy kind of stuck there where he doesn't want to be. Got to kind of make a hole, but Dillon not giving up on that outside. Now Dillon goes by. And a couple big names there stuck on the inside, Chris. I mean, we got Lambert, we got Hacker. We had Hamill. He's still down there. Chris Stump's working his way up through. Oh, Rigsby.
Well, the 72 slams this car up in the top lane, so he doesn't go backwards anymore, and slammed it just a little too hard. Rick, the damage on the right front is evidence. Andy Lambert doesn't want to lose any more spots right now, fighting with Brian Hacker to the inside. Hacker trying to get through. He is the first driver in the chase on track right now, so the 11 trying to pull as hard as he can, doing it on the inside. Been tough to pass her all night. Gets a great run there through the corner. Has Lambert by a nose, but can't hold on to it. Lambert fights back on the outside. 2x2 right behind him. It's the 99 of Justin Rigsby and the 18 of AJ Hamill swapping spots. Chris Stump riding solo right behind them.
I don't know how long he's going to be solo, Chris, though, because he's got the 10 car right there next to him.
Yeah, Travis Wright has made his way in and running that top side. A little damage to the front side of the 10 car, but going pretty darn good right now and trying to hold on. Chris Stump on the inside. This inside lane not moving as fast as the outside lane, and we are seeing it right here. 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, all running 2x2.
Hacker gets a good run heading into the corner, but here comes Andy Lambert once again, Chris. Yeah, that outside, the inside lane just not doing what they want. I mean, it's close.
Oh, this time by Hacker has the advantage. The 72 got tight into the corner, went up a little bit high, and that's going to open the door up for the 18 as well. AJ Hamill trying to get there. The 72 under pressure from the 18 now. 18 couldn't do it that time. By falls in line behind the 72, and we go nose to tail. All the way back to Chris Stump in 8th spot. He's got Travis Wright on his top side. Stump still trying to make that inside lane work. Justin Rigsby working the outside in the 99. It's Wright and Rigsby versus Stump on the inside. Here comes the 20 of Justin McDuff. McDuff trying to work the inside, decides better of it. Then drops back down. Oh my Lord.
Yeah, McDuff's kind of in a hard spot, Chris. I mean, he wants to try to get around the 10 right now, but it's just trying to find a way to do it. Now they kind of go nose to tail, but here comes the 10 trying to work that inside lane of Stump, but Stump says no.
Well, Stump made the pass and then got a little tight, Rick. The 10 was just trying to maybe, you know, get back there, and not enough time. Couldn't do it.
But now they're getting nose to tail. Now it's not too bad. The 10 still putting pressure on the inside. Oh, the 10 gets loose, Chris.
Yes, he does, and he's going to suffer for it as the 20 goes on by. The 413, Wayne McDuff, the third, starting to catch the back bumper of Travis Wright now. The 413 looking to the inside. And we know how that story has been all night long, Rick. Behind him, the 81, James McIntyre. Oh, goes into the inside wall. We're under caution. And looks like Doug Wasaki may have been involved. We're going to go back, Rick, take a peek. .45, Doug Wasaki has the one car. Oh, it happened in front of him.
Ooh,
and involved
36 and 17.
36 and 17, yeah. We're going to go back and take a peek here. .17, AJ Rogers has already been in one. Can ill afford a second. And here comes the 36. Tries to get to the inside, just goes up into the 17 and 45, the one of Somke. Oh, Lordy. Rick, you were telling me before the race, Andy was saying some stuff to the drivers. Something about being patient or something like that.
Yeah.
You can throw that out the window.
I was going to say, I was trying to figure out the words that I wanted to say, but yeah, just take that, crumple it up, throw it into the trash bin, Chris. All these drivers came out here to race and race hard tonight.
I want to go ahead and thank everybody once again for tuning into the Turn 3 Racing Network here on a Wednesday night. You're watching short track action from Racing for a Cause. It's the Crohn's and Colitis Foundation 125 live here on the Turn 3 Racing Network from South Boston Speedway tonight. So far, we've had plenty of action on track as the chase has begun. Jeffrey Styles in the 85 has led 56 laps of tonight's event and looking pretty strong out there. Zach Colbier-Coyer holding on to that second spot. Jeff Dillon in third. Brian Hacker, the first driver in the chase on track. And Andy Lambert holding on to the top 5 spot. Cars are starting to fold back in 2 by 2, Rick, and we are going to go back to the green flag here pretty shortly. And I'll tell you, that top lane has definitely been very, very quick here tonight.
Yeah, outside lane working really good. That track temperature holding steady, Chris. I know we talked about that earlier in the broadcast, but still 77 degrees right now. Air temperature at 71, so nice night here in South Boston for racing.
Pace car drops in and the 85 launches. Colbier-Coyer trying to hold on that outside lane. And this time, a better restart out of Zach Coyer as he fires it into the corner. Just not able to hold on. And Jeffrey Styles has figured out that inside lane. He's about the only guy, Rick, that I've seen able to make a pass. And Jeffrey Styles doing it on the restarts here tonight.
Yeah, Styles definitely likes that nice clean air out front, Chris. I mean, that 85 had a little issue there on one restart spinning those tires, but I think he's got that figured out now. Now, one thing that a lot of people might not realize, these guys only have one set of tires, and that's the set of tires that they started here with tonight. So they got to try to take care of their equipment. Obviously, the 85 a little slick, but getting it done.
Jeff Dillon in the 52 takes over his second spot from Zach Coyer. Coyer and AJ Hamill doing battle side by side. Heading into the corner, the 18 looking to the inside. And it wasn't that long ago, Rick, that the 18 was involved in the very first caution. And now look at him go all the way from 20th spot all the way up to the 3rd spot. AJ Hamill racing like a man possessed out there. He's got Brian Hacker behind him. Zach Coyer running in 5th spot. Chris Stump following Coyer. Stump looking to the outside of the 15, and then it's 2 by 2. Oh no! Matthew Spinks goes around. And we are under caution again. We're going to go back and take a peek, see what happened to the 35. Not a lot of damage there. .35 rolling through the corner, the 413 underneath. And some contact there. It looks like the 35 goes around. No contact after he spins. So 35 kind of gets out of that one easy. And the pace car back out on track, making laps for this dedicated group of short track drivers. James Somke gonna go around the pace car, get his lap back.
You know, we only got 53 laps left to go, Chris. I mean, these guys really gotta get another good green flag run in.
Yeah, we're due for a good green flag run. These little 10 lappers are fun, but let's get like a 25, 30 lapper in. That'd be good.
Even better would be like a 52 lapper.
Yeah. Well, you got to start somewhere, Rick.
You do. You do.
Working caution number 6 for 23 laps. So far, 2 different lead changes amongst 3 different drivers. Stiles, Hamill, and Fravert have led here tonight. Again, Chris and Rick up in the booth here for Turn 3 Racing Network. Starting off the playoffs here for Racing for a Cause.
Going to be strange not having racing on Wednesday night, Chris. I mean, usually we take this time because the guys are getting their real life cars ready. A lot of these drivers are either drivers themselves in their local racing market or they are crew members. And right now with the nation under the COVID, not too many racetracks running right now.
No, it's true.
Mr. Spinks, good to see you out there in chat, my friend. We haven't ignored you. The action's just been good.
Pace car lights are off. Pace car drops onto pit road. Here we go again. Jeffrey Stiles puts the hammer down. Flash bulbs going off in the crowds. And we are back under the green flag. Stiles has had a very strong performance up in that first spot. But here comes the 18. And AJ Hamill is battling it out, trying to get up to battle with that second spot of Jeff Dillon. Dillon, though, gets to the outside. AJ Hamill into the inside retaining wall. Under caution once again, and it looks like Spinks may have gotten into this one as well. Let's go back and take a peek. See the 52 kind of just take off, and the 18 tries to get to the top side, gets a little tap from the 11. And inside retaining wall. Oh, the 17. Oh, the 72. Brad Spinks. Oh, boy.
A bunch of drivers.
Yeah. It's like Holtzclaw was involved in that one as well. He decided enough is enough. He called it a night. As we are back under the caution.
Looks like the 44 Fravert, he's having issues there. He's barbecuing down there on pit road, Chris. Michael Fravert, he's sitting there, he's done.
AJ Hamill sitting on pit road saying, change my tires. I'm pretty sure those are the words that are coming out of his mouth right now.
I'm sure the Green Mountain, I mean, they don't call him the Green Mountain Madman for no reason, you know? I think all these guys are asking for tires.
Yeah, very true. That no tire rule is tough. But it turns you into a driver before the end of the race, and there's no question about that.
And even more so by the end of the season. I mean, that's how it really is. Brett, yes, pick setups.
Don't know what's going on with Andy Lambert. He is at a dead stop on track.
Giving himself an EOL, maybe?
Not sure because he's moving again.
Lots of heavy damage on the front of that number 72.
Maybe he stalled it.
He's got it going now, though.
All right, caution lights are off, getting ready to go back under the green flag. 83 laps complete. 43 laps to go. Pace car's off, and Jeffrey Styles hits the go pedal. We are gone under the green flag once again. Oh, 96 going around and almost over. We go back under the caution lights as Al Smith Jr., not the restart you want to see, one of the chase contenders. Well, let's go back, take a peek. Al Smith Jr. in the 96. Oh, 66 gets into him. The 81 gets into him. And somehow the 17 of AJ Rogers doesn't hit him. And I think that's about the first incident tonight poor Rogers hasn't been involved in. And the 96 has definitely seen better days. That car getting beat up pretty bad. Oh, a little payback there from Al Smith Jr. Takes the 66 around and into the pits for the 96. We're going to show that one again. Little brake check there. Al Smith takes a little exception to it and pulls it down into pit road. That car heavily damaged. Tempers are flaring here tonight, Rick. Championship's on the line. You knew it was going to happen. And the 96 and the 66 are not done yet. Dylan Blankenship raises the ire of Al Smith Jr.
And there, man, that's short track racing right there.
Yeah. Sometimes enough is enough. Single file restart back under green. Jeffrey Styles has the lead. Jeff Dillon going to the outside early, trying to get there. Dillon door-to-door action now for the lead. And a good run on the front stretch. New race leader, the 52, Jeff Dillon. For the first time, Rick, in 82 laps, we have a new race leader. It's Jeff Dillon in the 52.
I mean, he's been racing hard all race long, Chris, to try to get up through the field. Now he's finally done it in that nice clean air. It's going to be interesting to see what Jeff Dillon can do up there with only 34 laps left to go.
Third spot, Brian Hacker, the top runner for the 5 gentlemen that are going for the chase here tonight. And unfortunately for Al Smith Jr., one of those other drivers also going for the chase, an early night, going to finish in 16th spot.
And I know that Dylan Blankenship out there, he has been disqualified from the race, so he's sitting on pit road. His race is done for the night. Right now, Dylan Motorsport's looking pretty good out there in that Mustang, Chris.
Well, yeah, it's a Mustang, Rick. I mean,
Whoa, no, easy. I mean, there was a Chevy that led the most laps here tonight. But Dylan's been hard charging throughout the whole race, Chris. I mean, it's just been amazing to watch him work his way up through the field, doing what he has to do. And now it's paying off.
yeah, I mean, he started in 16th spot, now leading the race, Rick. So you're right. Hard charging, definitely the case here tonight. Jeffrey Styles started in 3rd spot, led the most laps here tonight. Nothing anybody can do to take that away from him here. Brian Hacker, he started in 17th spot, has made his way up into 3rd spot. He's the top driver in the chase. This hat, Cold Beer Coyer, started in 6th spot. You know, at one point he was running in the top 3, and now looks like he has been positioned back into the 6th spot as Chris Stump gets around him. So Stump takes over 4th spot, Coyer into 5th. But Jeff Dillon, absolutely great ride from 16th up to 1st.
Yeah, and the car looks pretty clean too, Chris. I'm seeing a little bit of right front damage. Maybe a little bit in the right rear also. Contact with the wall.
Yeah, that happens here in South Boston.
Nah, it's short tracks, you know. Let me tell you, this race has been a lot more interesting than last week's at New Hampshire.
Oh, the New Hampshire hate is real with you. Brian Hacker seems to have settled into that 3rd spot. I know he'd like to get up there and try and win this one. I don't think he has the car for it tonight.
No, that's one guy I wouldn't count out, though, Chris. I mean, we still have 21 laps left to go. But, I mean, Hacker's done good. He started here in 17th tonight, so coming home in 3rd, not a bad spot to be in.
Yeah, just a little bit of damage to the car. Not too terrible. Hacker is looking. He just, I don't know if he really wants to try that inside, but as I say that, coming off from 4, he goes for it. Going into 1 and 2 now, the 11 trying to take over 2nd spot from Jeffrey Styles. And he's pretty committed at this point, Rick. He's door to door into 3 and 4.
Yeah, there's really not much you can do because Stump right behind him, Chris, kind of keeping that outside lane door closed a little bit.
Yeah, it's one of those deals where Hacker might be just a little bit quicker at this stage of the race, but really didn't want to drop down to that inside. And like you said, Chris Stump kind of closed the gap there. So Hacker is pretty committed.
Yeah, and with those guys racing out, Chris, Dillon has opened up the lead. Oh, Hacker's being scored in. So,
oh, the 11. Oh, man.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Got down below that yellow line on the apron, and that car got squirrely.
Yeah, he's using the apron to try and turn the car, as it is a little tight, but almost turned it a little too much, as Hacker ends up losing a spot now to Chris Stump. Stump in the 98 takes over that 3rd spot.
And boy, 98 looking fast here. He goes down on the inside, Chris. I think he might have it here. And that 98 looking good tonight. Or Toyota.
Oh, there's something we can agree on. Stump to 2nd spot. That pushes Styles back to 3rd. Chris Stump moving, but 12 laps to go. May not have enough time to overcome a 2.01 second interval between the race leader. Wow, Dillon is opening it up. Next time,
just hitting his marks, man.
Yeah, this time by, Dillon was able to see 2 outstretched hands from the flagman, indicating 10 laps to go, and the 52 is screaming around this little track.
Stump's getting a little closer, Chris, but not by much. All depends on where he is on the track. I think Dylan's looking to secure this race win here tonight, leading 28 so far laps of the race. Once that 52 got up front, had no problem staying there.
Yeah, he's incredibly quick. Chris Stump has actually lost a little bit of time to him at this point. Styles still sitting in that third spot. Justin Rigsby running in fifth, right behind Brian Hacker. And with just over 6 to go, we're going to make it 5 this time by. Hacker's got to be careful not to lose another spot. Here comes Rigsby down on the inside. And doesn't have the run, so he folds it back in behind Hacker. But, man, Hacker's got to be very careful. Now Hacker goes back down to the inside of Styles. Doesn't have it. Now he's opened up the outside. He slams the door and then cuts back down. Brian Hacker trying to make that thing wide. May have lost the handling on that 11 car.
Yeah, Rigsby working that outside lane in the 99, Chris. Man.
I believe I just saw the 20, Justin McDuff, get into the wall a little bit, able to bounce off and keep it going. Behind him, Matthew Spinks clutching onto that wheel. 2 to go for Jeff Dillon as we focus our attention on the race leader. 1 to go now. White flag is out here at South Boston. And Rick, your race winner tonight, the 52 of Jeff Dillon. Chris Stump brings it home second. Jeffrey Style in third. Rigsby able to get around Hacker at the line. So Rigsby fourth, Hacker fifth. Gold Beer Coyer sixth. Travis Wright seventh. Justin McDuff in eighth. Matthew Spinks with a nice top 10 in ninth. And Wayne McDuff the third in the 413, rounding out the top 10.
And James Somke in the 1 came in 11th. Doug Wysocki came in 12th. Andy Lambert in the 72, 13th. AJ Rogers 14th. Dylan Blankenship 15th. Al Smith Jr. comes home 16th tonight. James McIntyre Jr. 17th. AJ Hamill 18th. Mike Holsclaw in 19th. Michael Frabert in 20th. And rounding out the field, Chris, Mark Frabert finished 21st in that number 44 machine.
Man, what a huge win for this kid here. The Jeff Dillon, unbelievable. Great win for him. And Rick, normally we would step away and get into some post-race interviews, but everybody's ready to go. What do you say? Let's get the 85 of Jeff Styles up here. Jeffrey Styles, this is Chris and Rick up in the booth. Do you have a copy? We'll try again. Driver of the number 85, Jeffrey Styles. This is Chris and Rick up in the booth. Do you have a copy?
I got a copy. You got me?
I sure do, bud. Well, listen. Here's something that nobody can take away from me tonight. The 85 led the most laps here tonight at 82. And, man, what a run you had going on. The tires, I'm thinking, must have gone away on you, and you didn't like the changes out of the car because all of a sudden, back to third place you went. But what a ride for you tonight.
Oh, heck yeah, man. Those tires, I think they're down to threads now. There at the end, I couldn't get that car to stay turning, and I have to shout out to Hacker for, not putting a bumper on me because I know I gave him plenty of opportunity to do it, and I appreciate it.
Well, you get raced how you race people, buddy, and I'll tell you, you've been nothing short of very clean this season. What a great way to end a race here at South Boston, being able to talk to you tonight. Who do you got on the 85 car that you need to thank?
Let's start with St. Jude's. Wonderful charity. Everybody knows what they do for kids and families. And then we got the Goodfellows Pizzeria on there, Fazoli's, Attitude Graphics, and I'd like to also shout out to my teammates Justin and Matt.
All right, brother. Congratulations once again, bringing that car home in third place tonight.
Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's your third place finisher, Jeffrey Styles, in car number 85. Rick, I believe you had a chance to catch up with the 98 of Chris Stump.
Chris Stump, you got Rick and Chris up in the booth. You got a copy, buddy?
Yeah, go ahead, Rick.
Hey, man. Well, congratulations. What a heck of a run for you tonight in that 98 machine.
I apologize. We got a game chat going on, Rick. Can you try again?
Oh, Chris, I have an audio issue here, my friend.
Oh, no problem. Let me take over. Chris, you had a solid run here tonight in the 98, able to bring it up into second spot, and you seemed like at the end you were starting to get a little bit stronger. If you had another, say, 25 laps, could you have caught Jeff Dillon tonight?
It's hard to say. I don't know how much Jeff was saving. My right front was torn up pretty good. I still had about another minute's worth of repairs to do, but car was extremely tight for most of the night, and then for whatever reason, about the last 35, 40 laps, it freed up to where I could roll up there outside of Brian and kind of get him squeezed to the bottom, and just kind of had some good luck for once.
Yeah, sometimes that's what it comes down to as a real world driver. You know that better than anybody. Who do you have on the 98 that you need to thank tonight, bud?
We got Humanizing the Badge. Everyone go check them out. Bridging gaps between law enforcement and their communities. Give a shout out to Empire Racing teammates, AJ and Justin. They both had pretty rough nights, but looks like 3/4 of the field did. And most of all, I want to thank Andy. He puts in a ton of work in this league, along with you and everyone else. And you put up with a lot tonight, as I'm sure you'll find out. But I want to thank you guys up in the booth.
All right, bud. Well, congratulations on bringing that car home in second spot tonight. We'll see you again next week, Chris.
Thanks, Chris.
The 98, Chris Stump, bringing it home in second spot. And we've got one more driver to talk to, and it is the winner of tonight's race, the 52 of Jeff Dillon. Jeff, Chris, and Rick up in the booth. Do you have a copy?
I got you.
Well, bud, you won, and it was pretty damn impressive.
Well, I appreciate it. Thank you. Yeah, starting that far back there, wasn't sure it was gonna be able to happen, but the restarts worked out my way on the outside, and I missed all the wrecks.
Well, that was the big thing tonight, right? Getting around all the commotion on track, but you certainly did it, and you did it relatively early on in the race, and you were just hanging out in the top 5 or so. All of a sudden, that car it seemed like it just came to you, and you surged forward, and there was nothing stopping you. You won with over a 2-second lead over Chris Stump, and you got to be feeling pretty darn good after this one.
Yeah, especially when I was trying to make that little dive bomb move on the outside of the leader there to get next to him. And yeah, once I got out front, I kept searching around the track trying to find something. And even later on in the race, I changed my line and picked up like half attempt, and like, all right, this is cool, and it worked out.
And that's what you got to do throughout the entire race. Jeff, who do you have on the 52 car that you need to thank tonight, bud?
Well, I thank Zach and Travis and Andy and you guys for putting this on, and yeah, all the other drivers in this league for racing me as clean as I can, and everyone else out there.
All right, Jeff, congratulations on the race victory tonight, South Boston. It was a hell of a ride for you, my friend.
All right, thank you. Have a good night.
Jeff Dillon, driver of the number 52, back down on victory lane, celebrating with his crew, Rick. And this race was nothing short of exciting. We definitely had a show going on here tonight.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, Chris. I mean, these guys really put on a heck of a show. A lot of short track temperatures going into it, and well, 2 more races left of the season.
Yeah, it's been something else. It's been amazing. So, ladies and gentlemen, I want to once again thank you all for coming out here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. You've watched the Racing for a Cause Super Late Models. This is the championship run, and we were not in New Hampshire. We were in South Boston, no matter what the top says. One little error I just caught, but it was a good run. And again, congratulations to Jeff Dillon and everybody in the top 3. Really, it was a hard-fought race, and to get into the top 3 tonight, excellent run. Looks like Brian Hacker was the top runner of the people in the chase here tonight, and that's going to do it, Rick, until next week. And I think if tonight was anything, boy, we're going to be in for it next week.
Oh, yeah. That I think you're absolutely right, Chris.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. You guys have yourselves a great evening, and we will catch you again right here on the Turn 3 Racing Network next time.